Step by step, Heroes in Helping Hands are changing lives of kids in desperate need inside Northern California Children's Therapy Center in Woodland.
I think it's time that we need to start this therapy.
Definitely. Christina Michael Albers leads CTC. She's been here nonstop for 20 years. Her every action is focused on one thing, the child right in front of her.
For us, the number one thing is that this is a child. This is a child who's part of a family, who's part of a community, and that's the number one thing. This isn't a diagnosis. This isn't a disability. This is a child.
Any child with developmental disabilities is welcome right here, without a referral or even a means to pay.
Go, 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 go!
You are witnessing some miracle moments for 16-month-old Ruben. On this day, we captured some of his earliest steps. He has a double cleft lip and palate, a tracheotomy in his throat, he cannot swallow, has heart and lung issues, and extreme hearing loss.
I'm right here. I'm not gonna let you go.
Early intervention therapist Keith Haberstock is teaching Ruben how to eat some of his first real bites of food.
Give him a banana.
Do you think I've seen some progress?
Absolutely, every day. By the end of our session, he's walking to me, wanting to sit on my lap and feed that puppet food, whereas in the beginning, he didn't know what to make of it. That's a tremendous amount of progress for a 16-month-old in 1 hour, in considering the conditions.
Land and bridges.
Another child covered in love and immersed in therapy is sweet little Salvador. His diagnosis is Down syndrome with communication and speech delays. But clearly, he is filled with happiness, smiling, and signing more to our singing and playing. You quickly realize that a diagnosis is not a destiny.
For these little kids that we see, there's these little steps you have to see to get here, because some of them are way down here, and we help them to try to get there, but we've got to see these little stepping stones, because you can't just jump to there.
And every single case is different. Every single person's different.
Well, every little child I see is a world.
This is where Children's Therapy Center all began. It was 1993. The location, this woodland garage with 2 dreamers and 26 families searching for ways to help their kids. Christina Michael Albers joined the team in 1998.
I knew back then that Children's Therapy Center was special because it was what we were doing inside. And the approach and the philosophy, that's where my passion started.
Her passion is paying off in a modern, state-of-the-art, 5,000 square foot therapeutic facility. Christina and her team of 23 therapists are now serving more than 400 clients a year, about half right here in the clinic. The other half meet in the child's home, school, or even a McDonald's playland. Anything to treat children throughout Northern California and screening others, often for the first time.
All children aren't screened, are they?
No, most children aren't screened. In fact, 60% of children that have a developmental disability, that disability isn't identified until they enter kindergarten. So our goal here is to get every child screened, because we know through the power of early intervention that we can change this child's outcome.
Services found here are incredibly hard to find, all within one location. There are hourly interventions in physical, occupational, and speech therapy.
Our motto is, it doesn't matter where you are now, let's just take the next step. Sometimes you look into the future that it is so hard to imagine how you're gonna get there. And for us, it's like, where are they now? What's the next step? Just keep going forward. It's how we run our business. It's how we treat our children.
It's how we should live life.
Yeah.
Lives that have been forever changed, with ripple effects flowing far and wide.
You have a fundamental perspective about things that is seen from a different way, and I don't know if you are you see it this way, but I do, is that when we walk into a room and there is a child that is really clearly going through it, you light up because you see the potential.
I see the child.
You see the child.
Yeah, I see the child. I see everything that's good about them. If you want to know about effort, if you want to know about perseverance, take a step inside these rooms and look at that child.
What do you believe?
I believe that it is time to take these children and their families and adults with disabilities out of the background. It is time that they are treated as equals. It is time that they have equal access to appropriate education and health care. It is time that we stop being afraid of what is different and see what is inside, because that is what changes the world. And there is a whole population of people who are poised to change the world if we just let them. I have a voice for these children and these families, and I will use it until my last breath.